Hi, I'm Dr. Kate Gliski, and I'm a research scientist with expertise in how to best support parents. Your child feeling safe, secure, and loved is the goal of any parent. However, many new parents worry about how to best bond with their child. This video will give you some insight into what to really focus your energy and attention on to create the best, most tight-knit bond with your child. As a parent, you will become the model for many of your baby's future behaviors. The bond that you establish with your baby will then serve as a foundation for many of their future relationship expectations with other people. If a child is raised by parents who are warm, responsive, and emotionally present, then they will learn to trust that others are similarly going to respond to them that way. Our understanding of the parent-child bond comes from the concept of attachment theory. Secure attachments are when parents respond to their children in ways that are reassuring and that remind them that they are cared for and loved. Parents serve as their safe haven for their children and a source of calm from threat. Your presence is a secure base that allows a child to explore their environment without worrying that their parents will disappear. The nurture that you give to your child is what settles them and settles their nervous system, promoting the brain development that then impacts their lifelong emotions. Let's put this into perspective with an example. Imagine that your child stubbed their toe pretty badly while scootering around and they ran to you crying. You notice that their toe is bleeding pretty badly and you're worried that it might need stitches. If you respond by picking them up, validating them, and calmly assessing the injury, you're signaling to your child that they're safe and they're okay, which helps them to regulate their own emotional reaction. Conversely, if you respond by exclaiming loudly, "Oh my gosh, look how much you're bleeding. We have to go to the doctor right now," your child's emotional reaction is likely to grow more out of control. And it's going to leave this tiny person who understandably does not have the tools yet to deal with big emotional responses feeling even more unsafe. This example highlights two very different parental reactions that lead to vastly different child emotional reactions in turn. Now that we've established some different types of parental responses, let's focus on what you can do right now to strengthen the bond with your child. And the first and most important thing to remember is that you're not always going to get it right. Sometimes your emotions will get the best of you and you'll respond poorly in the moment. The great news is that we're not aiming for perfection. One or two or even multiple poor interactions with your child are not going to ruin your relationship with them. And that's because your relationship is made up of hundreds of daily interactions. So set your intention at improving most of these interactions and give yourself grace when you don't always hit the target. You're human and probably a pretty tired human at that. And so you need to accept in advance that you're going to make mistakes along the way. And that's okay. Let's break it down to two targets that you can focus on in almost all of your interactions: emotional responsiveness and emotional availability. Emotional responsiveness is about choosing the best response to meet the specific need that a child is communicating to you. While older children can communicate their needs with words, babies often communicate through vocalizations or crying. A responsive reaction offers a solution that is consistent with the need or concern that was shared by the child. Are they hungry? Are they in pain? Are they scared? Are they tired? An unresponsive reaction then is a response that does not quite meet the immediate need. So it's a child saying that they're exhausted and you feeding them a meal. So back to the earlier scenario, your child has stubbed their toe and they're screaming that it hurts. An unresponsive reaction would be to hug them and tell them that they're going to be okay. They don't have to be scared. Although loving and warm, the parental response did not address the main expressed concern of pain. A responsive reaction would be to hug them and tell them that you'll help make them feel better because their primary concern is pain, whether that's with a Band-Aid, an ice pack, or a dose of Motrin. Next, emotional availability refers to your capacity to engage with and explore the full range of your children's emotions calmly and warmly. You can be emotionally available and curious about your child's needs to best respond, or emotionally unavailable by responding with frustration or anger or dismissal of your child's expressed needs or cues. So in the same scenario as before, your child stubbed their toe and you find it extremely distressing to see them in that much pain, and you're also really worried that they're going to need medical care. An emotionally unavailable response would be to yell at them in frustration. "I've told you 1,000 times not to ride your scooter without shoes on. You never listen to me. This is what you get." Or it could look like emotional numbing, where you just disconnect from your own emotions and pat them absently on the head and murmur things like, "You're fine. stop crying, because it's so emotionally overwhelming for you to witness their distress. Emotionally available response would look like you asking questions like, are you hurt or are you scared? And then using your child's responses to then validate their emotional experience. I would be scared too if I hurt my toe and I was worried I'd need to go to the doctor. Or, oh, I'm sure that hurts so much. I'm so sorry, honey. Nurturing and bonding with your child is all about intention. Some of your responses will not be the most responsive and emotionally available. Remember, you can always reset with an apology to your child and to yourself. So let's put this into practice. I want you to think about 2 interactions that you've had with your child in the last day or 2. One where you felt really in sync with them, and one where you felt out of sync. First, were your parenting values reflected in each of those interactions? Why or why not? Second, in each instance, did you respond to their expressed need, and did you do it warmly and calmly? Now, I want you to repeat this out loud or in your head. I am a source of safety, calm, and security for my child. Even on days when this does not feel true, your child will look to you for nurture. Practice being present and responding intentionally to their expressed needs and emotions.